What's up everybody? Welcome to Best Massage Tech, where today I'm taking a look at the brand new ReAthlete FOLD. So this is one of the most unique looking massage guns that I've seen in a long time. It's called the FOLD. Obviously you can see it folds onto itself. This is currently available on Kickstarter, so I want to thank ReAthlete for sending me this. I'm excited to be one of the first people to check it out and share the product with you guys. I'm going to start by taking a look at what comes with the device out of the box and then talk about some of the specifications and features of it. And then we'll talk a little bit about the Kickstarter campaign and how you can get one of these at the end. So this is the box that it comes in, and as you open it, you get a very slow opening suspense, like you're getting something really, really special, which with this being as unique as it is, it's worth the suspense. Inside the box, you have a nice carrying case with a handle. This is the first carrying case that I've seen. It doesn't have any sort of fabric involved in it. It's all a rubberized handle that slips down and goes real flat. You've got two zippers on it on either side. The zipper goes all the way around. Inside of it, it holds everything that comes with the device. So you have the device itself, the attachment heads, and the charger. Now it does come with one of the attachment heads already in it. You do need to fully charge it before using it for the first time. In order to charge it, it does just have a charging port on the bottom. You plug the charging cord in and then plug the other end into the wall. It's gonna take about 1 hour for it to fully charge. Once it's fully charged and you're ready to use it, you gotta take it out of the fold setting. So in order to do that, you just press this button and it adjusts up, and you can press it one more time and it'll adjust out. So with this device, it is a device that has a stall force of 55 pounds. That is how much force can be applied against the motor before it's physically gonna stop. That's a pretty high amount, especially for something that's able to fold down on top of itself. I will go ahead and turn it on here to show that, but before I turn it on, just to talk about a few other features of it, you'll see once I turn it on, it has a stroke length of 12 millimeters. So for those of you who aren't familiar, that's the distance that this massage head is gonna move back and forth. 12 millimeters is pretty standard in terms of massage guns. You do have some that are on the higher end that do get a little bit longer of a stroke length. The Theragun comes to mind as 16 millimeters, but your Hypervolts, some of the more popular ones that you might know are typically around 10 to 13 millimeters. So this falls right in that range. So I'll go ahead and turn it on here. In order to turn it on, it does just have a power button on the back side of it. You press and long hold it there and it'll light up in green, and then it'll start up on the lowest speed. Now this lowest speed is one of 4 speeds. This is 1200 percussions per minute. In order to cycle up to the next speed, you just quick press this button again, and it's gonna go up to 1800 percussions per minute. And then next you have 2400 percussions per minute and 3200 percussions per minute. Now, the stall force on it I mentioned is 55 pounds. It does take a good amount of force to get it to stop, but you see it starts right back up right away. So if you are gonna be pushing really hard into some tissues or anything like that, you shouldn't have to worry about it stalling out on you. 55 pounds is quite a bit of force that most people probably aren't gonna get to. Now you did hear the volume on it there when I turned it on. I do wanna just turn it on again. I measured the volume on this on the low speed to be around 55 decibels. On the high speed, it gets up around 75. You start to get a little bit more rattling in these adjustability component up here. But I'll just cycle through those one more time quick just so you can hear the noise level on it. So here it is on the lowest speed. And then I'll go all the way up to the highest speed. So here you get a little bit of rattling with it. It's a little bit louder than you'd like it to be probably, but as long as you're keeping it on one of those lower speeds, you're not really gonna distract anybody. It does come with 5 different attachment heads. So in it here, I have what they call the ball attachment. And in order to change the attachments, they do just pull out and slip in really, really easily. Probably one of the easiest that I've seen for a lot of massage guns. So that's a really nice feature. In addition to the ball, you also get a cone attachment, which this is got a rubberized feel to it. There's not really much give to it. Again, just slips in super easy. You also have a smaller ball, a flat head attachment, and a fork attachment. And something that's unique about their fork attachment is that it's probably twice as wide as any other fork attachment that I've seen. And I do think that's important because I think one issue that I have with some of the other fork attachments that claim they're designed for using on the spine is just with how narrow they are. I think it can be a little bit risky to actually use that on the spine. I typically don't use these types of attachments on my spine. I typically will use it on my Achilles area or maybe just some other areas that I just want to try to get a pinpoint on. But I'm usually a little weary to use this on my spine, but with how wide this is, I think I would be a little bit more comfortable using it on the back of my neck and on my spine. So props to ReAthlete there for thinking of that. One thing that I did notice that was missing, and some might view it as a negative or a positive, but most fork attachments have something that prevents this part from spinning, just so it doesn't spin while you're using it. I haven't noticed that it spins when it is in use, and it could certainly be an advantage because you can not only use it this way, but if you wanted to, you could twist it this way as well. So just depends on how you look at there. I haven't had any issues with it twisting around, so just something I wanted to point out. But obviously the unique feature of this is its adjustability. So you see it here, it's currently at 90 degrees. It also can adjust down to 45 degrees. And again, to adjust that, you just quick press this button. You see it's nice and quiet, it's super easy. Really is a pretty seamless transition from 90 degrees to 45 to fully folded. Now it does only work when it's locked into 90 degrees and 45 degrees. You can't use it anywhere in between. It won't turn on even when you have it down here in this fold motion. And I think what I really, really like about the ability of it to fold is you're seeing a lot more massage guns on the market that are designed in a mini format. So they're designed specifically to be a super portable device that you can travel with, but they lack a lot of some of the capabilities of the bigger massage guns. So you lose a lot of the stall force, you lose the stroke length when you get down to those mini devices. And so where this kind of serves a need is that you can fold this down and it's going to be smaller than any other massage gun in its standard form. And you can easily throw this in a backpack or a purse or a gym bag. And it's going to be really easy to transport around, and you're going to still have that same power from a full-size device. In terms of the size of it, so that's one thing that I do think is a little bit imbalanced on it, I guess I would say, is when it's fully extended here, the top part is actually longer than the handle. When it is folded out without an attachment, you're going to be 9 inches across by 8.2 inches long. Now, with the attachment head in it, it does start to get a little bit funky because if you measure with this big ball attachment, you're about 10 inches by 8 inches or 10.5 by 8 inches. So it is a little bit awkward, I guess, with a top weight when it's that long across, but really it depends on the attachment that you have in it. The overall weight in it is 1.75 pounds, so super light. Obviously when you look at massage guns, there's a lot of variety across the board and what that weight is, but certainly ReAthlete took that into account, realizing that it's going to be a device that most people are going to travel with. So having something that's under 2 pounds there, certainly appreciate that. The battery life on this is going to last around 5 hours, and that's going to depend on what speed and what amount of force you're applying against it. So if you're using it on the highest speed and you're pushing really hard, probably won't last 5 hours, but it does have the capability to last up to 5 hours. It does have a 16.8 volt brushless motor, so that is why it is able to be as quiet as it is on some of those lower speeds. Again, I measured it between 55 and 75 decibels. The battery on it is not removable, so the only way to recharge it is just to fully charge it up. You don't have a second battery that you can put in. It does come with the case, like I mentioned, and the price on this is currently $149, and again, it is available via Kickstarter, so that is an early bird price. That price will go up once they do launch to actual mass production of this. So if you're interested in getting this right now, go ahead and take advantage of that Kickstarter. I'll put a link down in the description just so you can access that if you are interested. A couple other items that I'll note for this: it is available in 2 colors. So I have the black one. It's also available in white. With the Kickstarter, they do have a few other additional levels that you can go up above the $149 earlier bird pricing. You can get a stand with it for one of them. I know there's one that has some additional attachments as well if you want to get some aluminum or metal attachments. If you're someone that likes a really, really firm massage head, that's an upgraded option for you. But if you just want the device, you can get it with that early bird pricing. They do have a 1-year warranty on the device, so if something goes wrong with it in that first year, they'll take care of it. Now, a few criticisms that I have for the device. I mentioned just it is a little bit hard to maneuver with how long it is, just given the fact that even naturally the top part without an attachment is longer than the handle section. It just can feel a little bit awkward, especially when you're just massaging normal areas in the front. You feel like you're holding it pretty far away. But it's really great that it folds onto itself, especially if you intend to travel with it. But the issue, I guess, that I have with it is, yes, it's great that it folds up on yourself, but if you want to take your attachment heads or your charging cord with you, you're probably going to put it in the case anyways. So, you know, in that regard, it kind of defeats the purpose that it's even folding on itself. But, you know, if you're just taking the device, I think it's a really great option if you just have one attachment head that you really, really love, or, you know, you're just going to the gym or just going to class or something quick and you want to have it. The other thing I like is I do really like this angle on it specifically. For trying to get to your shoulders, that can be one of the hardest spots to get with any massage gun. And having this is almost like a big hook. It allows you to really pull out and get some additional pressure into your shoulder that you know, you can get with some other massage guns, you know, the triangle shaped ones that have different handles you can grab, but nothing that I've seen that has this amount of flexibility to it in a full-size device. So you know, that's a good benefit. Some other positives, obviously it takes up a lot less space when it is folded than a full-size massage gun. Super easy to adjust. Like I'm talking like probably the easiest I've seen. And then obviously a great price at $150 to get something that adjusts like this, full size, this much force. You know, there's a lot of different variants on the market in terms of massage guns. You've got a lot of, you know, what I call, you know, white label or, you know, quick dollar devices where they're just taking some cookie cutter product, throwing their name on it. Then you got some more high-end ones that are, you know, several $100s that do have some additional capabilities. You know, you've got the Bluetooth functionality, but for $150, this is a great option in the middle of the road. You know, it's something that ReAthletes designed themselves. There's nothing else on the market like this. So, you know, they've done the research. It's not a copycat of something else. So that's one thing that I really like. You know, I'm not always a huge fan of companies that aren't really doing the research and development of their own products. So, you know, that's another positive of this. But if I were to give this a best massage tech score, it's going to get a score of 9.5 based on all the different features and capabilities of it. If you have questions on how I arrive at that score, you can check my spreadsheet down below where I rank and compare all the different variables of every single massage gun. I think I'm up to almost 40 now that I've compared that are in that spreadsheet. So go ahead and check that out. If you have any other questions about the Fold, go ahead and drop them down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer that. Otherwise, if you're interested in getting one again, go ahead and check out that Kickstarter link. But that is the ReAthlete Fold. That's a review.